being valued $1 billion and more. It isn't as glamorous as others might think. Working hard, not seeing results is a formula for burnout.
I consider my father as my best friend.
I want to get back my son from the great business alive.
This is Karl. He's 27 and runs a $1 billion company.
Describing myself is always the hardest. I'm in tech business without the tech education. It's my 12 projects, and every single project has enabled me to learn something new.
Do you ever stop yourself and think, this is really weird? Like, I own a company that's worth $1 billion.
No.
7 years ago, Karl founded his company, Veriff. Now at only 27 years old, he's one of Estonia's most successful businessmen. We've travelled to Tallinn, the capital of this small country on the eastern edge of Europe, to find the secret to its startup culture. But also, what drives Karl, and how the hell is he so humble? Seeking answers, later we'll take you back to the start and return to the island where he grew up.
Veriff is building infrastructure for trust. We allow any website and mobile application to match the person with their government-issued ID. Over the course of 7 years, the amplitude between wins and losses has got bigger. One day you can have such a bigger win that you ever anticipated before.
That's exactly what happened in January 2022, when Veriff won big and became a unicorn company.
Unicorn company, to some extent, was meant as startups that are able to get to this mythical milestone of being valued $1 billion and more. It isn't as glamorous as others might think, because it's just a milestone in our journey. And at the end, it's pure mathematics, how companies can get to this point.
Hold up. Let's clarify what Karl's really saying here. A unicorn company is a slang term for a privately held startup company with a value of over $1 billion US. Although he says it isn't very glamorous, this does not happen very often. But it did to Karl. We wanted to know if it's changed his life.
My life is normal. I mean, I think you don't have too many adjectives or ways to say yeah, it's crazy. Ain't crazy. Or when it's crazy, I like it be my normal. Working hard, not seeing results is a formula for burnout. Some people say there's this 3-8 rule, that you have to have 8 hours of sleep, 8 hours for work, 8 hours for yourself. In reality, it isn't as easy as such.
Karl's working week can last more than 100 hours. He's often travelling around the world, opening an office here or meeting a new client there. It's an intense and crazy life for someone so young.
I'm spending as much as possible time on the sea, and that this is my parallel universe of getting to the same rhythm with the waves and being able to just relax. You can literally be in the middle of nowhere on the sea, and this is what is a great feeling of being on your own and switching off from the responsibilities of thinking of every single thing of being in the public eyes.
Karl's not alone with his story. Estonia now has 10 unicorn companies, which is the most per capita for any country in the world. And the startup culture is booming in this small European country. In the heart of the city's capital is this co-working space, a place where creative people with a dream can come and work together. Sure, there are places like this across Europe, but Karl says Estonians do it differently.
It's all about supporting each other. For us to all grow, it means a cooperation as a whole tech ecosystem. And this is why it makes it a very healthy environment to be in.
This is Reval. He's an entrepreneur who spotted Karl's business right at the start and invested some money.
I think it was 2016 when Kaarel and Veriff were doing their first public round.
I mean, it was a time of going out for fundraising, like who are the people in Tallinn that are making investments in private companies and startups.
You can't become the global home for startups without cash, and Estonia attracts a lot of it. In fact, there isn't a single European country that attracts more venture capital investment than Estonia. Always looking for the next unicorn, people like Reval have watched Estonia's startup culture develop from a front row seat.
I think it's just how here ecosystem operates, is that you want to sort of give back, and one of the maybe advantages of Estonia is that it's so small that you can reach out to anyone. I think Estonia has been very lucky because we had Skype, and those people who were part of Skype, they really saw like how the tech investment world and how the tech companies work. And once Skype was sold, they invested a lot back here, so that the virtuous circle could really start rolling.
And the circle continues to turn and turn. After Skype, now seen as the pioneer, came the mobility company Bolt and fintech company Wise. Now a third wave has arrived at Estonia's shores, and Veriff is part of it. While Karl's career started in Tallinn, the first chapter of the story where his life began was somewhere very different, on the island of Hiiumaa. So we decided to take the 4-hour journey back to where it all started.
We are off to Hiiumaa, second biggest but the best island in Estonia. It's where my home is. The place that I was born, had my best childhood. And yeah, once a home, always a home.
The island of Hiiumaa has just 10,000 inhabitants. Karl left when he was 15 to start his own life on the mainland. Today, he's going to his father's home where his family has lived for 7 generations.
So, welcome to Hiiumaa. And we made it here to my father's place. Yeah, ciao. No, thanks. Yeah. Yeah. Kas me läheme?
A kilometre to the nearest neighbour, and with cows roaming the edges of the garden, Karl's family home is a different world from the hustle of city life and running a company.
Sara! Sara, Mia! Sara, Mia! Tulge siia!
There are some similar characteristics we have.
I think definitely this kind of a stubbornness and goal-oriented approach.
Ja ütleme siis sellele tulemusele orienteeritus.
Goal-oriented. Yeah, getting stuff done. I'm very close with my father. We are in touch on a daily basis, and I'm proud to say that I consider my father as my best friend.
Our relationship is very close. As we told, we are calling to each other every day, some days even many times.
Like any parent, Karl worries about his son. Speaking to him every day, he's been a witness to Karel's success and all the hard work it's taken to get there.
Actually, I want to use this time for recharging his batteries. I want to get back my son from the great business alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people have told me that, yeah, Karl, you've missed some of the greatest times of your university life and others, but I don't feel being left out by the life itself. Looking towards the future, you still regret only the things and opportunities you didn't take. Would like to keep up this agility and open mind towards new opportunities and go after big problems and have this naive approach that everything is possible forever.